Derby County started the 1997-98 Premiership season at their new home Pride Park, where they remained undefeated going into the clash with Arsenal on November the 1st. The Gunners arrived as the only unbeaten side left in the top flight. Derby were without defender Christian Daly, who was suffering from tonsillitis. Manager Jim Smith opted to play Dean Sturridge in attack ahead of Dion Burton. Sturridge partnered Costa Rican striker Paulo Wanchope, who'd just been named Player of the Month for October. Nicola Anelka made his first league start for Arsenal, replacing the suspended Dennis Bergkamp. This was also Emmanuel Petit's last game before an automatic ban following his red card against Aston Villa the previous week. Your match commentator is John Champion.
Derby able to take plenty of pride in Pride Park, where they remain unbeaten. 3 wins and 2 draws. Barnsley, Everton and Southampton defeated here. And latterly, all square against Manchester United and against Wimbledon. It's what they wanted when they left the cosy confines of the baseball ground, a place that the opposition worried about visiting. And their home form has been very, very strong so far. But in Arsenal, they face the only unbeaten team remaining in the Premier League. 6 wins and 6 draws. And if they avoid defeat today, it'll be a new Premier League record for an unbeaten start to the season. It will be 13 games. This is Gary Rowett for Derby. It's too high for Sturridge, and all the way through on the bounce to David Seaman. The rise of Derby is one of the happier tales in English football. It's only 11 years since they were playing in the old 3rd division. A succession of good managers, latterly Roy McFarland and now Jim Smith, have brought them back to their place among the elite. This is Parlour. Block is by Chris Powell, and Arsenal have a corner. Emmanuel Petit is coming across to take it. And Wanchope, Larson and Adams, players marking up inside the area, and Mark Porm with a comfortable take. Solis, the Costa Rican, forcing the throw from Bold. Solis was part of the package arranged by Jim Smith that also brought Paulo Wanchope to the club. And in clearing that ball, Steve Bold sustained an injury to his shorts. Arsene Wenger obtained a 3rd place finish in his first Premier League season. Petit. Now Matt Carbon. Powell. Baiano wanted it played forward. Now Darryl Powell. Lee Carsley sizing one up. Well, he scored recently in the 4-0 win over Southampton. That one had a bit of slice on it. Extraordinary, really, that Lee Dixon and his cohorts are still together. It's the same back 5 as when Arsenal last won the title. Here's Vieira, goes down under the challenge of Carsley, and Arsenal have a penalty. The long-striding Patrick Vieira brought to earth by a clumsy challenge from Lee Carsley. And the responsibility lies with Arsenal's record goalscorer. 2 days short of his 34th birthday, it's Ian Wright, and he's hit the bar, and Anelka has missed a gaping goal. Ian Wright went high, too high. nod down. One chop. Sturridge is onside. One chop, and Baiano closing in. Out as far as Mauricio Solis. Daryl Powell. Carsley. Such is Ian Wright's record from the penalty spot that Derby must have expected that they would go a goal down when referee Alcott pointed to the spot. That's a bonus for Jim Smith, bonus for Derby. And Ian Wright hit the bar and not the back of the net. 25 years a league manager, Smith now. Began in non-league with Boston, his first league appointment. And he replaced Dick Graham at Colchester back in 1972. Ian Wright. Petit. Cheers from the home supporters. In a crowd of 30,004. Another full house. To one chop. Daryl Powell. Outside him is Chris Powell. Intervention by Dixon. Derby haven't won in their last 3 games. The away form hasn't matched their performances here at Pride Park. They lost 4-0 at Liverpool last Saturday. Chris Powell. Well, it was an inviting cross, and Daryl Powell did his utmost to get on the end of it. And Derby are making the most of their let-off. They're playing some nice attacking football. Powell went full length, but couldn't make meaningful contact. Derby without the calming influence of Christian Daly today through tonsillitis. Arsenal missing Dennis Bergkamp, who's suspended. And Ian Wright arrived here today and tried to tell us before the game that he got laryngitis, except his voice has gone, which is a rarity for him. Here's Anelka. Wright, who's not feeling 100%, and maybe that was something to do with his penalty, was eager to play nonetheless. And really Arsenal needed him to play with Bergkamp out. Dixon. Platt was arriving. And there's the half-time whistle. First half full of endeavour. Maybe not that much by way of inspiration, but Arsenal will feel they should be in front thanks to the award of the penalty, spurned by Ian Wright. Carsley's foul on Patrick Vieira caused Paul Alcott to point to the spot. And you would have backed Ian Wright to score from there. Anelka headed the rebound wide. And so the half-time situation here at Pride Park, only the 6th Premier League game to be staged here, sees a goalless scoreline. Derby County 0, Arsenal 0, plenty more to come. A change by the Rams at the outset of this second half. Fullback Rob Kozluk is coming on in place of Mauricio Solis, the Costa Rican. Kozluk, who made his Premier League debut at Liverpool only last weekend. Baiano and Sturridge will get the second half going. Derby after 102 years at the baseball ground. Already feeling very much at home here. Jim Smith, assisted by Steve McLaren. And the word from the Derby camp is that McLaren's innovative coaching techniques are going down very well in these parts. Here's Parlour. Lee Dixon. Barnes. It's broken for Wanchop. There's runners left and right, and he's still going, and he squeezed a shot beyond Seaman. Inside the first minute of this second period. And arguably the most unpredictable player in the English Premier League has put Derby in front. Makes a habit of scoring against the big boys. Remember his debut at Old Trafford last season? And he's done it again here against Arsenal. Jim Smith has picked out a rough diamond there. Francesco Baiano enlisting the help of Chris Powell. Well, he knows no fear, Paulo Wanchop. There is no inhibition to his game at all. He's just 21. Leave the throw to Chris Powell. Derby's season gathering momentum nicely. Through to the fourth round of the League Cup. They host Newcastle here in a couple of weeks. Saturday they have a tough league encounter at Elland Road against Leeds. First there's a game here to be won. That always takes some doing against Arsenal. Dixon. Gary Rowett's header clear. Arsenal's unbeaten record under threat. Their last away defeat was at Sunderland back in January. Their last defeat anywhere was back on the 3rd of May against Newcastle. But they trail here to Wanchop's goal. And there's Vieira. Sat up nicely enough for him, but he hit across it and up it went. Through to David Seaman. 6 clean sheets in their 12 previous English Premier League games for Arsenal, but not today. A gangling Costa Rican has seen to that. Sturridge. Darryl Powell. Dean Sturridge again. Kozluk. Dixon's header. The piece is picked up first by Parler and then Dixon. And Arsenal are not creating that much at the moment. That will worry them. Maybe now with Wright. Winterburn. Inside the lunge of Kozluk. Petit. David Platz. That was a little better. Petit. Blow to the head there in the challenge with Kozluk. And Winterburn's lost it to Baiano. And here's Wanchop again! Should have been 2. And that's the infuriating side of Paulo Wanchop. He scores the difficult chances and misses the easier ones. Clever play by Baiano, the dinked pass. Larson. Header falls to Anelka. Baiano. Sturridge. It was Adams who sold himself. Winterburn. Oh, what's he done? He's presented another goal to Paolo Wonjob. Nigel Winterburn, crestfallen. 30,000 others are happy enough. Derby 2, Arsenal 0, and both scored by this Costa Rican import, who's threatening to take the English Premier League by storm. Saves his best for the big teams. Manchester United have suffered in the past, and today it's Arsenal's turn. Arsenal knew they were in for a tough task here today, given Derby's unbeaten home run. Even so, they've contributed to their own problems. Ian Wright. Out by Carbon. And Arsenal have 20 minutes remaining in which to rescue themselves. Wonchop. It's a determined tackle by Adams. Platt. Parlour. Parlour goes alone, and it hits the outside of the net via a deflection. Switched it onto his left, and it came off Gary Rowett. Right. It's a foul. Referee's reached to his pocket. Yellow card for Rowett. Petit over the ball. Adams. Platz! Technique was impressive. Save was well within reach for Mark Palm, the Estonian. Well worked by Arsenal. It would have gone in. Carsley's header. Vieira. Offside against Christopher Wray. George Weah's cousin. Flagged correctly. That gum's taken some stick today. Not a man who's particularly used to defeat, Arsene Wenger. Baiano. Sturridge and Dixon. Darryl Powell. Derby just won't go away. Chris Powell. Sturridge! Well, they look like a side eager to add to rather than just retain their 2-goal advantage. Won't go out. Baiano. Nicely to Sturridge. Pass Petit. Dean Sturridge! 3-0. Gunners' fate. At his best, he's one of the best goal scorers around, Sturridge. Maybe not as consistent as his manager would like, but today is one of his days. He did very well to chip the goalkeeper. Just waited for Seaman to go to ground. 8 minutes left. Derby 3 up. Couldn't have hoped for anything better than this, the home side. And Arsenal's unbeaten run is about to come to an end. I think it's safe to say that now. Here though is Parlour. Dixon. Ray. Boamorte. Ian Wright. Ray. And finally Larsson, or is it finally? Well, it should be now, as Carbon clears. Baiano. Wanchop has made a loping diagonal run. Here's Kozlik in support. And Boamorte made the tackle, which has left Kozlik grounded. Got a piece of the ball, but it was a tackle from behind effectively. Baiano jogs away. Carsley or Larsson? It's the choice. It is Carsley. Not yet a master of that particular craft. James Smith, in his playing days, was a wing half with Sheffield United. One of the longest serving managers in the game. There's Wanchop. Kozlik. And Trollope. Derby haven't enjoyed a margin over Arsenal as wide as this since 1972. When Brian Clough's team beat them 5-0 at the baseball ground. It's a measure of their achievement today, because that was a great Derby team. And a very good Arsenal one too. Right. All Arsenal can hope for is some cosmetic improvement in the scoreline. Won't alter the result. Wanchop. Pulled back by Boamorte. Yellow card. He's enjoying himself, Paulo Wanchop. Petit. Vieira. Ray. Crowd want the whistle. Dixon. Slipped by Adams. But it is Arsenal who, as a whole, have slipped up today, which is in no way to take anything away from Derby, who performed extremely well. 2 goals from Paulo Wanchop, 1 later on from Dean Sturridge. Jim Smith loves to call his new striker Lamb Chop. I don't think there's any doubt that he's a hero here now. Derby County 3, Arsenal 0 is the way it's finished.
It proved to be a fantastic debut season at Pride Park for the Rams. 12 home wins from 19 helped them claim a respectable 9th place finish in the Premier League. It turned out fine for Arsene Wenger's Arsenal too. The Gunners recovered from this defeat to win the Premiership title for the first time, and they went on to claim the double with an FA Cup victory over Newcastle as well. This one of the few bleak spots in a great season.